God Eater 3 is one of those cases where stellar gameplay thankfully makes up for a boring story with bad writing. You might have to dig through combo menus to figure out how to do some of the coolest moves and learn to live with some between battle inconveniences, but once you get the hang of it, there's nothing else like it. Sure, you can just button mash and get through most battles okay, but understanding the intricacies and nuances of the combat is where the real thrill is at. Structurally, God Eater 3 is a lot like Monster Hunter in the best way possible. You embark alone, with friends, or with NPC allies on missions to track down giant, dangerous beasts and kill them with oversized, ridiculous weapons. Then you do that over and over again across a small variety of maps as you make better gear and incrementally increase your power. But it's also a more streamlined experience with faster combat, less focus on the sometimes tedious tracking, hunting, and trapping from its rival series. God Eater 3 marks a big shift for the franchise as the first game in the series designed for PC and consoles rather than the PSP or Vita. In it, you take on the role of a powerful human with the ability to fuse parts of your body with the Aragami, the monstrous beasts that plague the post-apocalyptic world, to wield massive, badass weapons called God Arcs. Having an in-game explanation for why the weaponry looks so ludicrous is clever, especially since these hybrid weapons are the only things that can kill Aragami. Everything in God Eater 3 just feels better than its predecessors thanks to some small but significant additions. The new dive attack lets you zoom through the air or across the ground to close distance on enemies after getting knocked back, which helps keep the already frantic combat moving at a rapid pace. God Eater 3 also introduces powerful new abilities called Burst Arts, which are similar to Blood Arts from God Eater 2 Rage Burst. Charging up and using your Burst Arts and staying in burst mode is where a huge chunk of the fun and challenge comes from. To enter burst mode, you must first devour an Aragami, which is a move that has your weapon literally open up a bloody mouth and take a bite out of the monster itself, charging your burst meter. The animation is gory and satisfying. There are 2 new melee weapon types and a new ranged weapon type in God Eater 3 also. Biting Edge is a pair of giant daggers that are extremely fast and full of flair, while the flashy and versatile Crescent Moon, which became a favorite of mine, is a large circular blade that can also morph into an axe. The new Ray ranged weapon is a bit odd in that you toggle it on as a constantly pulsing laser rather than firing individual shots, which lacks the punch of the other guns. The new 8-player assault missions are similarly underwhelming since the restricted time limit feels too short and it doesn't end up feeling like the large, exciting raid it's trying to be. Missions are split up into ranks like in Monster Hunter to denote difficulty and quality of crafting materials you can find. In the tougher missions, you'll also have to contend with superpowered Ash Aragami who, just like you, can use devour attacks and take a bite and charge up into a powerful burst mode that can one-hit kill you. Monster designs are fantastic across the board. They aren't constrained to looking like actual animals, and the diversity and creativity is refreshing as a result. You can get through the main story missions in about 25 hours all told, and the real meat lies in repeatable missions, quick assaults, and side missions after that. Unfortunately, long load screens and a melodramatic plot make getting there a bit of a slog.
We'd be risking our lives. You can't offer us appropriate compensation?
None of the characters come across as genuine because of their overly eager voice acting, reading poorly written dialogue. The issue is belabored even further in between missions because you're forced to scour the entire base to find NPCs with chat bubbles over their heads waiting to talk to you.
Go for it!
What God Eater 3 lacks in its story and content, it more than makes up for with great enemy designs and some of the most exciting combat the genre has seen to date. In between those battles are a lot of dull and mandatory NPC interactions, load screens, and menus. But it's a relief to see the series has made a mostly successful jump from handhelds to consoles and PC. For more on big group style monster slaying, watch our review of Monster Hunter World, and for everything else, stay tuned to IGN.